Welcome to the Redbull Ring. Located in Spielberg, Austria, it was opened back in 1969 as the Austrian Ring. Over time, it has gone through major renovations and name changes, being known as the A1 Ring in the 1990s before becoming the Redbull Ring in 2011 after significant upgrades by Red Bull. It has since hosted events such as Formula 1, DTM, MotoGP, GT Racing, WEC, and much more. Ferrari Challenge has been known to be hosted at the circuit, which has given us lots of action when the series arrives at the venue. The Red Bull Ring is a 2.7 mile or 4.3 kilometer in length. It has 10 turns and features a mix of long straights and tight corners, making it both a fast and technical track. The track's layout and elevation changes with a rise of about 213 feet or 65 meters, adding to the challenge for drivers. Some of the famous overtaking spots you can expect here from are Turn 1. It's a sharp right-hander uphill corner at the end of the main straight. The final corner is very crucial to get right with a right-hand kink getting onto the straight. It is easily a part where you can get an overtake done provided you can nail it down without hurting track limits. Turn 3, the Reims hairpin. It's a tight uphill hairpin with heavy braking. It's overall the most popular spot for overtaking because drivers can slipstream up the hill, but drivers can lose out big time if they do get the traction wrong on corner exit, because losing grip can hurt acceleration onto the next straight. And then Turn 4. The Schlossgold corner. It is a right-hand downhill corner after a fast straight, requiring significant braking. The downhill entry reduces grip, making it easy for drivers to lock their brakes. So, it's also a very crucial part of the track and a possible chance to push your drivers out wide, making the move. In the world of Caribbean Motor Racing Sim Club, this will be host to Round 2's Race of Champions 24. Round 1 at Donington Park showed us how amazing racing can be when you put every champion of CMRSC on the grid. The result? Lots of action. Mads Krogsgaard stole the show with his amazing performance, winning the race, but not without a hard battle without Gabriel Cheek really pushing his limits and putting the big pressure on the Danish driver. But it was Cody Lawrence, who, despite finishing P2, he leads the Race of Champions driver standings. After the title contender rivals of Andy Rees and Mike Van Doorn make contact with each other in the opening portions of the race, and the likes of Martin Webster not having the best of starts, leaving him in damage limitation. It was truly a race for Cody Lawrence to take advantage of with the remaining 6 rounds left to go. Wheelspin has decided that the Red Bull Ring will be host to the second round for Ferrari Challenge, for what will be an historic event. CMRSC has hosted the track many times through DTM, Formula 4, and GT3, but it's Formula 4 that was hosted to round 2 of the Formula 4 European Championship, where we saw a iconic photo finish between Justin Nasir and Nuno Rocha in the second race. What will the likes of the champions be throughout this year when they fight against each other for glory in one of the quickest tracks on the calendar? Our story picks up speed with this one. This is round 2, Ferrari Challenge at the Red Bull Ring. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Caribbean Motor Racing Sim Club, and it is time for round 2 of Race of Champions 24. What a round 1 we had at Donington Park in the GT3 World Championship. The GT3 Challenge Championship gave us such an amazing race, but this time, it's time for the action to get underway once again. And what a race we have for you here today. Wheelspin shows the Red Bull Ring. We are here for the Australian Grand Prix for Ferrari Challenge. And all the drivers are getting their last bits of practice ready, as we're gonna head into qualifying very, very shortly. But welcome to Caribbean Motor Racing Sim Club, as we get ready now to get into a 2-race spectacular. Do you remember the Ferrari Challenge early on this year? It ended with a 3-way tie. Daniel Taverner, Alfie Bevan, and Luca Andretta all went in and came out level on points. but it was stats that mattered the most. It was race wins, qualifying, all come down to it. Everything matters, and especially as we get to the most competitive championship of the year, Race of Champions. We return back to our regulars that we had seen all those months ago, and we're looking at one right now. Welcome, Luca Andretta, back to Caribbean Motor Racing Sim Club. And he is already flying with a 22.841 in practice. Absolutely nailing this Ferrari all around. But you can see that racing this car is going to be very tricky because of track limits. The drivers know that they must stay within the white lines. 4 tires off will mean trouble. But Luca's still gonna push as much as he can. It's practice after all, so you're allowed to experiment however you choose. In P2, it's our championship leader in this story of Race of Champions this year. Although without a trophy next to his name, meaning that he's not won a championship, he's still up there, and he is leading it. It's Mats Krogsgaard, last week's race winner. Up next is his teammate Andy Rees in the identical car, the Andy Master Racing. Cody Lawrence in the yellow Ferrari currently holds the lead of the championship for the Race of Champions playoffs. Van Dorn with not the best of starts to this one after making contact with his rival Andy Rees. He is going to be on the back foot here in this one. Danny Nasir, Andrew Rupnarain, 2 drivers not in the playoffs, as well as Anderson Baiano, but here to still make headwaves around here. Gabrielle, though, with the disconnection and the internet troubles, finds himself now seeing what he could do around here. He's still trying to work on his car and making sure everything's good to go. We're gonna now get ready to go into qualifying. So let's get ready for it.
Apart from that,
all over the. Is he going all over the curb? Is that
no, he just takes a very wide line.
Yeah, I mean, if you can arc down, you can kind of. I mean, I can see it. I can see the vision. It's essentially what I'm trying to do. I'm just doing it way worse. I'm trying to get the car out wide and then kind of diamond back to the end.
I mean, I'm doing everything way worse apparently because I'm doing the same lines apart from the hairpin.
The chat.
Hell yeah. Beautiful apex there.
I just have a ton of
what apex.
We're getting ready now to swap it into the race server.
What is the apex?
So just get ready to rejoin. You're going to be seeing that in like less than a minute. So we're going to have everybody just rejoin the server. You guys can leave now. That'd be good. And we'll let you know when the race server comes, the qualifying server comes up. Once you join, qualifying will begin, but we're going to restart as soon as we get everybody in here.
Yep.
Luca trying to find out what an apex is be like.
What is that?
All right. So as the drivers all get their final warning.
It's impossible to hit an apex with, honestly.
Yeah, that's fair.
Back up your entry, brother. That's literally what I've resorted to. I just give up.
And you can see cars go into outer space here.
Exist.
And that is going to do it for practice.
Apex.exe not found.
I found the apex.
We're going to send it over to an intermission. When we come back, it's qualifying at the Red Bull Ring. Stay tuned.
Great.
Oh, fucking. It's
qualifying's up, qualifying server's up. We'll get everybody joined in, and then we're going to restart. And then we're going to get qualifying officially underway. And now, as the drivers are now getting into their cars, getting ready to go for qualifying here, we welcome you out to Caribbean Motor Racing Sim Club once again, as we're going to get this show underway in a big way. So once again, we're just waiting till all drivers join in. I think we're waiting for just one more.
Yes.
All right, as soon as I see all 10 drivers in here, we'll restart it.
After that.
Why are we restarting?
It's just
For
restarting the
quali.
session for qualifying. So qualifying is not fully started yet, but you're still able to drive out.
Quali time.
So just about 30 seconds.
I'm surprised that this even works. That it carries over the grids and stuff.
And just keep in mind, live stream is on air.
Hey guys, welcome to my new YouTube video. Today we're gonna be
And he's dead.
sending it into a barrier.
Today we're gonna have a meeting with Barry on.
So as the drivers all having a bit of fun into the session, we're gonna get this one underway here. So, as the drivers get ready now, qualifying is about to get underway. Let's do this here. Round 2. Caribbean Motor Racing Sim Club. It is time for qualifying here at the Redbull Ring for Ferrari Challenge. And we welcome you out here to Caribbean Motor Racing Sim Club. It is time for round 2, and it is qualifying here for the Austrian Grand Prix. It is Ferrari Challenge here today, and the drivers are getting ready to put in their best laps as they only have 10 minutes to do so. Here we go. As the drivers now enter onto the back straight, there you see them all. The trophy next to their name indicates that they are a Race of Champions qualifier for the playoffs for special rewards after this championship is complete. There are 2 active championships going on in this one. The first one where we count every single driver that competes. Right now, it's Mats Krogsgaard with the lead of the championship. But when it comes to this series, it is for the playoffs, Cody Lawrence who leads it off with 10 points. So, as we get this one underway here, just remember the track limit rules. If you go 4 wheels off the white line, you complete that lap, if it's an improvement, it'll be a 5-second time penalty. So just do yourself a favor, just back off of it if you do see yourself going a little too wide. All penalties will be handled after the race. So the drivers now knowing we can get this one underway here as we are in car on board with Luca and Dretta. As we head into turn 1, 100-meter marker, braking down in a straight line. Very crucial. 3rd gear, get it turned in. A little bit of wheel spin we hear from the rear of the car. Right back on it, onto the back straight now. As he flies here. Looking for the next braking zone. And looks like we're going to get just at the 100-meter marker once again. Making that car as wide as possible. Just watching track limits as well. Very good so far as we now head to the sweeping right-hander. Then we get into the left-hander over here. There you can see Luca now just playing with the throttle and exit. There you can see him, and now he goes into the left and right section here. This final part of the circuit. Look how close he gets to those white lines. How perfect do you get there? Now heading into the double right-handers over here. Swings it in. Looks pretty good. Around the final corner, very crucial to not go wide here, and Luca does not. So the first lap, everyone's going to be chasing down. The time will be, as Luca comes across the line, it's a 1:22.728. Cody Lawrence behind him with a 23.433. Here comes Andy Reese taking down Lawrence's time of a 23.3. 2.39. Mads not finding much improvement there. Here comes Ruben Ryan now to come across. And he, not a valid time from him. Same with Danny Nasir. Here we have Van Doren 3/10 off in the second sector, and he goes very wide, and that's gonna already give him a cut track already. So this lap already thrown away, so he's gonna try to go for one once again. Gabriel, fun fact, he's racing in VR as he always does for every event. And who said VR is not competitive at all? He's one of the quickest drivers here, and Gabriel is going to prove that here today. Currently sits P8, but still on his flyer. As he comes around the final two corners here, there he goes in the black Ferrari Challenge Evo. Around the final corner and racing to the line now. Let's see if this is going to be a valid time for him. 22.7 to beat, and he's going to go for a 24, so a second off, but he's going to improve on some of his positions. Here comes Andretta back again, and we're going to find out as he comes around the final corner now, onto the front straight, pushing to the line now. Great final corner. Purple in the first, purple in the second, and across the line, and now to 22.521, continues to push as he takes that car back into the pits. Thing with these cars is you really gotta baby the tires around here. And the tires can only really do about 2 flyers, and then that's about it. So let's just swap over here. There we go. So yeah, as his qualifying continues now, let's look down the order. Here is, we actually have somebody who've improved. I'm not sure who it was. Meanwhile, here is Andy. He's getting onto the brakes. See how much wiggle he's getting in that car. But he's keeping it up. Still moving quick. And he's currently P2, so top 3 is all those Race of Champions drivers. Mads is the only one, P4, who splits all the ROC contenders apart. And now here he comes around here. Where is Andretta? He's actually kind of far behind and not on an improvement whatsoever. So across the line, no improvements there from him. And a little bit of a backup in the pits as they come out. But Mads, though, did find improvement, and he goes up into second place. It's a 23.207. Lots of traffic on pit exit as Andretta tries to split his way through the field. Looking down the rest of the yard, does not look like anybody is on a flyer. And it looks like, however, Luca might be on that flyer we're looking for. Let's continue this one here. And let's see how this is going to end up. But there goes Luca Andretta. The Swiss Superman, as we called him back in the day. He still is the Swiss Superman, probably the fastest driver CMRSC has ever seen. And there you see him playing around with the time. How close can you get? He was unable to win this championship when it did premiere. But Luca still going to use this, a little bit of a going wide there. Once again, after the race, it will be looked at because pole position still gives you that point. But Luke is going to come across the line anyhow, and it's not going to be improvement. But look how close it is. 22.598 against his 5.21. Here comes Mads, and might be a driver we need to pay attention to, but a little bit wide there on the curb. And that is not what he needs, and already lifting off. Knows that he went a bit wide. And it's very tricky for some of these drivers to stay on par. But 2 minutes and 12 seconds left to go now here in this qualifying. Hard on the brakes. Just going to make sure audio levels are all good on the stream. So, still on board with this man here, Gabriel Cheek, as he now comes into the final double right-handers. He's got Cody Lawrence hot on his heels. But of course, both of them can't impede each other. They're both on flyers. Nonetheless, both of them going to come across the line now, and we're going to find out what they can do each. No improvements from any of them, and they're going to continue sticking close to each other. Here's Danny Nasir now coming around the final two corners over here. Baiano trying to find some improvement as well, the Brazilian. Oh, a little bit of a slide there from Danny Nasir. Just about recovers it onto the front straight. Still struggling for pace there is Danny. Nonetheless, no improvement from him. Just making sure our audio levels are good on this side. Alright, hopefully that should... Going wide there, once again. Alright, audio levels are great, so we can continue with this qualifying session now. So, 25 seconds left to go here, and at the moment, it's still Andretti on pole, and I'm yet to see any driver come up with a way to get past the Swiss Superman. But Van Dorn, though, found in personal improvement, but 2/10 off in the first sector. But at the moment, as it stands, he could be fighting for P2. That's second place on the grid. Van Dorn, Gabriel, those are your two drivers who desperately need improvements. Meanwhile, checkered flag is out, and the Danish driver of Krogsgaard is going to be the first to come across it here. And we're going to see he's in P2. It's a 119 that he was already at 122.5. Cannot beat it. 8/10, almost 9/10 off. Andretti's gonna head into the pit lane, so his qualifying is complete. Here comes Baiano now, the Brazilian. Into the double rights. And Webster asking, why is Van Dorn so slow? Well, these cars are honestly, these cars are very difficult to control, and maybe this is just not him finding the right setup for himself to really run with. Baiano goes up in to 8th position. Here comes Andy Rees. Can he take down his teammate? No, he cannot. Andrew Roop Narayan next to come across the line. The final driver to come across. Can he take down Baiano? No, he cannot. That is your grid there, and it's Andretti who takes pole position. Luca Andretti, back at the top of the timing sheets, is on pole. Mads is going to take home a second position. Andy Rees in third. What a qualifying that was for the drivers. Let's go congratulate them.
I'm on 4.
Ron, is there a mandatory pit stop or no?
No, this should be straight shot.
Well, it's not.
Oh, straight shot?
No, there's a mandatory pit stop for the first.
Oh, there
race.
is. No.
So, yep, you guys can exit out the server now. Yes, for tires. First race is the mandatory tire change. So you guys can head up to the server, and I'll let you know when we get back up. So that's going to do it for qualifying there. Those are your timing sheets. It's Luca Andretti who takes pole position here at the Red Bull Ring. Round 2, pole position. And we're going to send you guys off into the intermission here. And when we come back, it's race 1.
Server is back up.
Session's up, yep. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. The drivers now getting ready to go racing here. We have 2 races for you. The first one, it is the feature race. 30 minutes of action-packed racing coming your way.
Tell me next time.
All right, so a little bit of a warm-up for you guys. So the server's set to 2 minutes of warm-up, and it'll just go straight into the race so you guys can do your last bits
How much
of...
fuel are we running?
I'm literally doing 50 first stint, and then because we have a pit stop, I didn't know we had a pit stop till now. So I'm gonna do 50 first stint, and then 28 or 30 refuel with the tire change. That's my plan.
So warm up here as the drivers get ready for today's feature race. 30 minutes of racing. This is the uniqueness of the format for Ferrari Challenge. It starts off with a 30-minute race 1, and then we head into the almighty 10-lap reverse grid. Back then we had the BOP. We're not going to do BOP for these guys here, since BOP was not in that first round. But 10 drivers enter the fray. Only one can become race winner here today. So, of course, at the moment, it is Luca Andretti who took pole position. But, of course, all laps will be looked at after in qualifying, just to make sure the fastest laps are not done with a cut track. So, just one thing to look at. So, just 30 seconds left to go before we get this one underway. Drivers are free to practice their starts for this one. The tires are going to go away very, very quickly, so it'll be very, very interesting to see how this one turns out to be. But welcome to Caribbean Motor Racing Sim Club. We are just a couple seconds away till drivers get on the grid now. And we're getting ready for an amazing race. So stick around. 5 seconds left to go in practice here in this open warm-up session. And drivers going to be on the grid. This is going to be a great one. Make your predictions. Who's it going to be? Luca Andretti has been on fire all week long and overall the fastest driver. But remember, anything and everything can happen. Just look at last week's race between Mads and Gabriel. This time, racing is going to be different around here. So stick around as we're about to get drivers onto the grid. They're getting ready. They're doing their last bits of strategy. They have one mandatory tire change to do for this race. So it's going to be very crucial to plan when you make that pit stop, because tire wear is so crucial to get right with the strategy, of course. All right, here we go. Last driver's coming around. Danny Desir entering into the pits. And Gabriel's still out on track. Letting him finish up that lap over there. So, make your predictions. Bets are all off once those 5 red lights go off and we get racing. This is going to be such a good race. Gabriel is going to be on the back foot here, as well as Van Doren. 56 seconds till we get onto the grid. What an exciting time to be alive here in the world of Caribbean Motor Racing Sim Club. All the drivers have done their part. They have practiced all week long, and it's all for this moment here. For the Austrian Grand Prix, Ferrari Challenge. Next week out, it's Formula 4. We don't know what track that's going to be, but it could be anywhere from Most Sport to Alton Park to Bushy Park. It's so many choices. Who is going to take the race win, though, here today? The feature race, the main race, both races. You want to score your best result out the two. If you have the bad race over here, maybe the sprint can allow you to recover. But it is time as drivers get onto the grid. It is time for race 1 of 2. It's round 2, Race of Champions. And that is next. Here we go. It is time for race 1 of 2. 30 minutes of action-packed racing coming your way. Take a look at the grid here. It's Luca Andretta on pole position, followed by Mads. Then it is Andy, Cody, Gabrielle, Van Dorn, Nasir, Baiano, and Roop Narayan. Take a look at the cars there. Look at the fantastic liveries on Krogsgaard and Andy Masu Racing. Absolutely lovely liveries over here. But look at these drivers geared up to go racing here. Here we go. 30 seconds left to go. And we get serious here, but one thing's for sure, the crowd is absolutely loving it here today. Welcome to Caribbean Motor Racing Sim Club. This is Race of Champions. Here we go. It's time to get this one underway. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 lights. And for the second round, we go racing. There we go. Great start from Mads there as he's going to swipe and take the lead here at the Austrian Grand Prix. Andretta relegated to second. Cody onto the outside now. Side by side between Van Dorn and Gabrielle. Let's get to move on to the drivers up ahead. Mads, though, takes the lead. Side by side, it's Cody Lawrence and it's Luca Andretta as we all go up the hill now, side by side. Cody Lawrence got the move. He got the move on Andretta. What a move onto the inside. Andretta's suffering. Andretta's moving backwards. Almost 3 wide going into the next corner here. Gabrielle on the back foot trying to make up some ground. Andy Rees also back there as well. On the inside is Rees against Van Dorn. Trying to get the best angle here as we get racing. But it's a nightmare start from Andretta early on. Still side by side is Gabrielle and Van Dorn. They both fight very hard. And still side by side this time, though. It's going to be the Dutchman in the lead. Switch back, though, from Cheek as Van Dorn goes wide and Gabrielle goes through. And Gabrielle now is in 5th position. Remember, it's both of these drivers who are on the absolute back foot after the British Grand Prix. But the Dutch driver is still coming back at him. Down the inside. Does he have what it takes to hold on? Goes wide. And Gabrielle's going to get the advantage back to him. And Gabrielle is back up into 5th. We look back up the order now. Cody Lawrence in trouble because Andretta is going to dive it down the inside. Side by side, Luke Andretta, the Swiss Superman. Can he get it on the American? Yes, he can. Now onto the slipstream. Here comes Cody Lawrence. Ducks to the outside now. Does he have what it takes to send it on Andretta? No, has to back out. And Luca Andretta is on recovery mode to get back his pole position. What an amazing start here for these drivers. As this one continues on now, the gap between Andretta and Krogsgaard. It's opening up. It's almost 0.5 of a second. But there you see them. And we also see Cody Lawrence in big trouble here, as Andy Rees is now really pushing. At the same time, Krogsgaard is slowly losing his advantage up the front. And Andretti, does he look to the inside? He makes the fastest lap of the race. And Krogsgaard, under pressure now from the Swiss Superman, Luca Andretti is going to look for a move. Down up here, he was able to get second place last lap. Let's see what the Swiss Superman can do. Takes it down the inside. Who is the first to late breakers? It's gonna be Krogsgaard who's gonna break first. Andretti's gonna break last. Andretti, though, as he goes one, it doesn't matter because he's just about able to hold on to the lead now. Still side by side. Mads, does he go for the dive? He's gonna tuck in, and Luca Andretti takes the lead of the Austrian Grand Prix. The start has been recovered for the Swiss Superman, and he's back up the top. But the top 4 drivers close as ever. Andy Rees trying desperately to find his way past. Absolutely incredible racing. Cody Lawrence, though, defends the inside from Andy Rees. Looked like he was trying to make a move there on Mads as well while we were at it. Remember, Cody Lawrence is your championship leader in the Race of Champions playoff standings. It's very different to the overall standings. The overall goes to Mads. But Luke Andretti, we're going to open up that lead. There you see Cody Lawrence makes a mistake on the outside. He's going to drop down 2 positions, loses second place, and now under pressure from Gabriel. Huge trouble from the championship leader here in Race of Champions. Here comes Gabriel, hard on the brakes. And Cody Lawrence is going to run a little bit deep, just about avoiding the rumble strip there. Gets that car slowed down in time, but now under pressure from Gabriel, who's going to take this car around the outside. And can he get the move done? Almost. Oh, was that bit of contact? I don't think so. But Cody Lawrence still able to hold on, but Gabriel's going to take it down the inside. Still side by side, both of them go. Who is going to be the one who's going to come out from 4th position? Looks like Gabriel's going to have the inside line, and he's going to take that move from him. And Lawrence is just going to go from bad to worse in 1 lap, 2nd to 5th. Cody Lawrence in survival mode. And wow, what a race this is. Really turning out to be. But Cody Lawrence, it was a dream start in the beginning of this race. Slowly going downhill. But remember, it's still race 1 of race 2 in Ferrari Challenge. There are 2 chances to get it right. Not both races are scored points, it's just 1. So, Luca Andretti, if he finishes first, race 2 won't matter for him, but for the likes of Gabriel or Cody Lawrence, Van Dorn, or any of the drivers outside the top 5, race 2, it's a full reverse grid, and if you can get that one right, you keep that position for you. So, we could end up after today with 2 drivers with a best result finish of 1st place. Trouble for Krogsgaard. He touches the gravel on the outside, and here comes his teammate Andy Rees. Andy is slowly being held up now. Looks like he might be the quicker driver to Mads, and looks like Mads may have used up his tires already at the start of this race, and it's just showing that by how big that gap is being opened up. Luca Andretti continues to keep that gap open. Meanwhile, with the amount of fighting that Gabriel had to do, it doesn't look like he's able to get away from Cody Lawrence. Cody, well, he may have been moving backwards, he may have also been saving his tires. He's an F1 guru, so he's gonna know all about keeping those tires, not wearing them too much. Back on board with Andy Rees now as he's on the slipstream going up the hill. And it doesn't look like he's got enough to overtake his teammate Krogsgaard. And meanwhile, don't forget we have that battle just behind them for 4th position. At the top right hand of your screen, you're going to see the damage meter and how much damage drivers have on their Ferraris. As it stands right now, we have a little bit of light damage on the front of Cody Lawrence. And is that a little bit of smoke? I saw a puff of smoke just come out the rear of Gabriel's Ferrari. And hopefully he's not stressing out the engine too much. It's very easy to stress out these engines. Last thing we want to see is any driver blowing up their engine in this race. But the gap just about 5/10 between both Cheek and Lawrence. And just ahead of them, it's the Andy Masu Racing civil war between them. Gap still opens up even more for Luca Andretti. And we saw a bit of a mistake there from Andy Rees as he continues to push. Is that the dirty air coming to effect onto that Ferrari? As they head on to the second straight after they exit the Niki Lauda curve. Matt still holds off just about a 6/10 lead in front of his teammate. Danny Nasir with a personal best of this race. It's a 126 dead. Into the braking zone, Cody Lawrence getting a lot more confident under late braking, and he's still keeping tabs with Gabriel. Cody Lawrence, 10 points in the lead of this championship. As it stands right now, he'll be scoring only 5 points wherever he finishes. So he will want to desperately try to get ahead. It's a very crucial point. And for Krogsgaard as well, he would love to finish in second place, the highest he can, if he's not able to catch up to Andretti. And is that going to come from Andy Rees playing that backup man for him? Is Krogsgaard and Rees going to work up a plan with each other to allow Mads the lead of this championship as they continue to go on to the next round? One thing's for sure. These are two different battles going on at once. One thing's for sure, I have a strong feeling that these are going to be the fight for P2 with all 4 drivers, because Gabriel and Cody Lawrence are setting faster lap times. Lockup though from Gabriel. Cody Lawrence definitely seems like the faster driver out these 4 drivers here, as the gap extends to 4.8. Cody Lawrence, we heard him earlier in the pre-show. He was running a lighter car in the first stint, so that could be helping to his advantage. And that is a Gabriel who's touched the gravel. And this could be a huge opportunity for Cody Lawrence. He does not take the advantage, however, and both of them sent backwards. Meanwhile, it's side by side with Andy Masu now, and Mads is gonna lose P2 to his teammate. Andy Rees goes up to second after a mistake there, and now he runs backwards. Gaps between these top 4 drivers. It's under a second from 3rd to 4th. But here comes Mads now, a lot more quicker in the final complex of this circuit.
Yeah, like I'm honestly not trying to pass you. I'm just doing lifting code.
Yeah, I know, but this car, man.
So you hear
Just gotta drive what we got, you know?
team radio.
I'd like to run half a second faster, but that's what I got.
Cody Lawrence
Do the best we can.
telling Gabriel he doesn't want to pass him. He feels like
I mean, if I
working
go off
together,
track, I'm losing
maybe
time
an
always,
opportunity to catch up back. But Mads, though, is going to take it around the outside, cannot get it done. Lock up, though, from him. Mads trying to prove to Andy Masu that he's the better driver. He's the faster driver. Looks to the inside. Now this could be fireworks potentially. Andy was already in contact in the last round with Van Dorn, but he's going to take it, though, around the outside. Just holds off. This gap is slowly going down. There you see Gabriel against Krogsgaard, the gap down to 8/10 as both of them continue to fight. Gabriel, Cody Lawrence there, closing up the gap very quick. It's at 6/10. Was that the right call for Andy Rees to take the position? They are racing after all. That's for sure. No doubt about it. But at the same time, you also gotta remember that even though we're not counting team points, they still want to work together to get away from the fast duo behind them. Across the line now, 24-1 from Andy, 24-3 from Mats, 23-9 from Gabrielle, and a 24-0.
Not optimal.
What's definitely not optimal is this Andy Masu civil war here. A little bit wide though is Andy, but he has such a stronger exit. Meanwhile, Cody Lawrence, is he losing time? Meanwhile, Cody Lawrence, as he tries to chase on to Gabrielle, here is your leader, Luca Andretta, coming up to his first
I think I understand it now.
of lap traffic. And Rupner Ryan's gonna get right out the way. Meanwhile, Gabrielle has essentially just sat up from
Maybe not.
his rig, and he's closed the gap. You hear him, he doesn't feel like he's found some improvement in the car, but he's closing the gap and fast. But your race leader, though, has entered the pits. And take a look behind him. Second, third, fourth, and fifth. They all stay out. Luca Andretta is going to be relegated down to 5th position. And where is Van Dorn? There he is. So he's going to go almost to the back of the field. So as it stands right now, Rees takes the lead of this race. Is this an early stop for Luca Andretta? He is on the mark. They're on the halfway point of this 30-minute race. They've headed into 10 laps of this one. And remember, the sprint race is 10 laps, so they just went through the sprint race. They still have an extra 15 minutes to go. They got 10 more laps to do it. Oh, trouble for Andy Rees. He's gone very deep. He used the curb, went way too deep. Oh, in trouble there for Mads. He's used too much curb. Used way too much curb. Gabrielle with a chance now. You saw so much tire smoke come out. If I was Mads, maybe I'd enter the pits now before suffering another lap under those tires. They look heavily used. The optimal strategy, though, keep the car as long as possible so you have fresh tires to the end. You find out what happens with Mads. It looks like he is going to take it to the pits. Very smart. He realizes there's no chance in hell he's gonna be able to keep this one out. Mads is gonna enter to the pits. Meanwhile, Ruben Ryan being lapped now from your race leaders, of course, of not making a pit stop. Gabrielle goes wide. Cody Lawrence has a better advantage. This could potentially be a position change here. Cody Lawrence, such a huge run. Looks to the inside. No, he backs out. Cody Lawrence is sticking to his word and staying behind Gabrielle. Doesn't want to lose any bit of time battling each other, because you saw what happens when you battle. Andy Rees and Mads will show you what happens if that is the case. Meanwhile, as Mads now comes out on track, Luca Andretta's only past turn 1. He's got a lot of work to do and a lot of tire saving to accomplish. He may have came into the pits with about a 4 or 5 second buffer, but still a lot of work needs to be done to keep these tires alive to the very end. Pit lane is still busy with Danny Nasir and Anderson Baiano still in the pits. But with 13 minutes and 22 seconds left to go, Cody Lawrence may need to find himself some open air by pitting early. And Gabrielle's actually going to let him have it anyways. And so Gabrielle now comes in for his pit stop.
I wasn't expecting you to pit there. I thought you were going to stay within the right on the entry. It's all good. That's what I can do. I got 3 laps to go.
So Cody Lawrence takes the lead because Andy Rees has also come into the pits. So crucial pit stops from both teams here to get this one right. They both stop in their boxes, and it's Cody Lawrence who now takes the net lead of the race. Luca Andretta comes around the final corner. And Van Dorn also in as well. So there is your net race leader still, Luca Andretta. So it's now almost every driver has made their pit stop. It's all down to Cody Lawrence. Does Cody go long? Now, we have seen it in the past where drivers have kept their Ferraris out as long as possible, and it has worked simply because there is a short window where the tires are absolutely optimum, and then after that window, it's all about just preserving them to the very end. Any slow bit of lockup will ruin them for the long run. Cody Lawrence could potentially stay this car out. What does he do? He could enter pits though. No, he stays out. If I were Cody, I know I'm already sitting in P4, P5. Maybe let's just go and see if we can keep this car as long as possible and potentially pulling an undercut on Andretti. Andretti's going to close in, no doubt. But as this race continues, the tire wear is going to get very, very low for Andretti, as he was one of the first drivers to come in for this race. He comes around the final corner. The gap is 24-6 at 11 minutes and 18 seconds left to go in this race. So Cody Lawrence just needs to find his groove, and while he was behind Gabriel, he was definitely quicker. So now it's all down to just babying these tires. Gap 24-1. Now, no doubt, Andretti's...
Oh wow, we are fully on the brake and you can still turn. That is...
Hyper-realism.
Yeah, I was trail braking like crazy, and now I realize that you don't have to at all.
Yeah.
Well, good to know at the end of the race.
As we hear team radio from Gabriel Cheek, here comes Mads, as once again finds himself on the back foot to Andy Rees, both of them on fresh tires. Gap is opening up there, 23-6. I believe, did it open up actually? I believe it just about has, as we stay on board. With our leader here. So it's just about gone down, so my mistake. It was 24, but now it's about 23-1, so gap is still closing down. Now, if you know a little bit of history about F1, I'll give you a little bit of a brief lesson here. 2021, Max Verstappen, Lewis Hamilton at the Spanish Grand Prix. I saw a TikTok earlier about that race and the strategy calls that Mercedes did, and I'll put it simply. Lewis decided to be the first driver in, and he had to play for the long run to the very end of this race. What it meant for Verstappen, well, he had to push a lot more quicker. What happened at the very end? Well, with just 6 laps to go, Hamilton took the lead and won that race. What will happen here, though, with Cody Lawrence staying out longer, trying to have fresher tires? He now comes in with 9 minutes essentially left to go. He's going to lose against Andretti. He will have a lot of fighting to do with the field ahead of him, but this could be a huge chance for him to jump some positions with these fresh tires. Andretti, around the final corner, is now going to take back his lead of the Austrian Grand Prix feature race. So he's going to have fresher tires. It's all about just working them in and using them up to the very end. There's not much saving he has to do with just 8 minutes of racing. And there you see him on pit exit. Gabriel has already crossed around the final corner. Game on. Here we go. The gap is 2.9. And he's going to have a lot of work to do to bring this car back up the order. Let's head back into this battle here. It's about 8/10 between the two Andy Masu drivers now. Andy Rees, Mads Krogsgaard. Remember, Andy is also fighting in that ROC playoffs while Mads holds the lead of the championship. Bit of smoke there once again coming from another Ferrari. This time it's Mads. Beautiful liveries, I must say, done from Andy Rees, so shout out to you. Absolutely awesome to see these designs here. Behind him, there you see Cody Lawrence trying to push on now. He's got lap traffic ahead of him. Group Ryan needs to get out the way as soon as possible. Rule is stated, as soon as you get that blue flag, you need to get right out the way. He's going to go a little bit wide in. He's just going to get out the way. One way or another, does his part. So now Cody Lawrence with about 7 minutes left to go of racing. This race win surely goes to Luca Andretti. There is no questions asked unless he does make a mistake. But, I mean, a mistake would have to be crucial to lose about 10 seconds, essentially. Gap, though, is opening up to Mads and Andy. They're about a second apart. And we're going to watch lap times very soon between Cody Lawrence and Gabriel. But let's take a look at their previous lap times for the top 5. Luca Andretti. Last lap time was a 23.123. Andy.
You.
Ooh. What was that? Oh! Trouble! Gabriel Cheek finds himself almost facing the wrong direction. And Cody Lawrence finding Gabriel sooner
back, Cody.
than he would have thought. This time, however, Cody Lawrence with a chance of position change here for P4. Looks to the inside. Does not get it done there, but full attack is Cody Lawrence. Remember, it is still race 1 of race 2, and it's out the 2 races that we do here today. It's your best result that we take home. And Andrew Ryan is going to get a drive-through penalty for cutting the track. Extends his track limits a little too much, and will have to take a drive-through. Meanwhile, Cody Lawrence gonna capitalize on the mistake from Gabriel. Does not send it down the inside here. Better lock up from Gabriel just ahead of him. Here comes Lawrence on the back straight. What does he do here? 2, almost 3/10 the difference. Gabriel just having better exit there on that corner. Essentially making sure he does not make the same mistake. But the yellow Ferrari of Cody Lawrence is all over the rear of Gabriel. And what's going to happen here? If you're enjoying the racing, make sure to hit that subscribe button. And join our Discord in the description if you want to get in this type of racing, as we race every Saturday at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And you're seeing the best of the best go at it with each other. 4 minutes left to go. No extra lap for them. What does Cody Lawrence do? As they head up the hill now, Cody once again has a little peek onto the inside. On the back straight, big chance of slipstream here. Don't need the DRS board over there because these cars don't have DRS. 3/10 the difference as they are on the back straight here once again. Hard on to the brakes. Both of them losing out on the apex, but once again, it's Cody Lawrence who's losing a bit of time on that specific corner there. But still, he tries to close this gap up. Let's take it to the skies, though. On the CMRSC drone camera, let me watch this battle from above. And this is what it looks like. This is what 4/10 of a second looks like between drivers. Cody Lawrence is losing time now. needs to get a move done. This is best spot here. Little bit wide though from Gabrielle. Here comes Cody Lawrence. Best opportunity yet to get this move done. Side by side, here they go. Up the hill now. Gabrielle squeezes. They're both neck and neck, door to door. Cody gonna take a wide entry. Gabrielle locks up wide. Cody Lawrence goes through. Cody Lawrence will take 4th position now here in the Austrian Grand Prix. What a race. Ruben Ryan taking his drive through, but what a fight it was for Cody Lawrence. Webster, you said it correct in there, and it's something I've not brought up yet, and I'm just letting them race out, but a lot of track limits are being pushed, I will say. And I have seen it from every driver here. Essentially, the rule was that we said to the drivers, if track limits are abused, 10-second time penalties for each offense. If we see it being abused, we understand if there are some hard-fought battles, or if you do make a mistake off track. But if you continue to see, that's a hard cut, I will say there. Cody Lawrence is, of course, trying to open up the gap, because at this point, a lot of these drivers are going to be taking 10-second time penalties by the end of the race. So it's all down to just opening up the gaps to one another. Do we know that Luca Andretti could be the race winner? Maybe, maybe not. We are under 1 minute, though, to go in this race. And Luca Andretti is just about to have his last 2 to go. Meanwhile, Mads and Andy have both pushed their absolute limit around here. And the battle has essentially ended here with Andy Rees ahead of Mads. That is huge. 25 seconds left to go. Lap traffic for Luca Andretti up the road. But this is it. Final lap for the race leader. Do we know if Luca Andretti has actually won this race? Do we know if the top 3 is the same top 3 after the stewards go through this one? One thing's for sure, this has been an extraordinary, exciting, fantastic race that all these drivers pulled off here today. And get this, this is only race 1 of 2. We have one more race, and it is the sprint. 10 laps, just about 15 minutes of racing. So we gotta wonder, what is gonna transpire? Because it's a reverse grid. One thing's for sure, Luca is gonna start in last position. Ruben Ryan will start first. Baiano will be second. Danny will be third. Van Dorn will be 4th, Gabrielle 5th, Cody Lawrence 6th, Mads will be in 7th, Andy Rees will be 8th, and this man, Luca Andretti, will start dead last. But at this point here, it does not matter, because 12 seconds, Luca Andretti was able to pull off against the field behind him. As he comes around the final corner now, Luca Andretti will take the first race win. Welcome back, Luca, in strong fashion. Will take the win here of the feature race at Austria. P2 and P3 will go to Andy Matsu, but it's Andy Rees will take 2nd position. Mads will take 3rd. Cody Lawrence will come across the line in 4th position. Gabrielle will come across 5th.
Shame that fight wasn't for more than 4th. That was a good fight, man.
6th place, Van Dorn. 7th place, Danny Nasir. 8th will be Baiano.
That was a good fight. I wish it was for more than 4th.
And 9th will be Andrew Rupen-Ryan. What a fantastic race that was. Remember, the feature is coming up. You do not want to miss it at all. So a fantastic race that was. Danny Nasir, Rupen-Ryan, last drivers to come across the line. And they're about to do so now. But it's this man, Luke Andretta, who's going to take the race win here in the first one of 2. What a fight it was for all these drivers. And Luke Andretta on the back foot, keeping that one alive to the very end. Let's go talk to our drivers now.
Well done, Andy.
All right, congratulations, your top 3 here. We're going to start off with our man in 3rd position, Mads. An incredible race from you, and what a civil war you had between yourself and your teammates. A great race. You finished 3rd position. How was that one for you?
Quite stressful. Yeah. The start was perfect, and then I was like, I kind of have to let Luke by. And I tried to let him by, but somehow managed to switch back on him, and oh no. And then the guys behind me was close, and then all of a sudden Andy was there, and I made quite a big mistake, and he was in front. And from there on, just trying to stay with him, but I could not find any pace at all. But anyways, it's okay, Andy finished in front.
Fair enough. What are you looking at for race 2? Reverse grid and only 10 laps, so it's basically about half of this race. What are you expecting? How the tires are going to feel in the sprint?
Yeah, I don't know. Probably feel shit after 2 laps or something because of the brakes. Might just do a Latifi into turn 1 and BP1 after that.
Could be a great call there. Apologies for the language, but nonetheless though, Mads, incredible racing from you. You finished 3rd position and very quick on track, potentially could be a candidate for a race winner here in this next one. Good luck on the 2nd, and congratulations for 3rd. Before we get into the next 2 interviews here, you guys can now exit out the server, and you can let you guys know when to join back in one last time for the sprint race. This one, you're going to have a 5-minute warm-up just ahead of it. And it's going to be a full reverse grid. So just give me one moment. And we're going to send this one into intermission just for the moment here.
Restrictor, 100% restrictor,
All right, session back
and
up.
200
Session back
kilos or something.
Okay.
So we're just gonna get these drivers back in here. And we're gonna talk to our P2 and P1 drivers here today. We're gonna get to them now.
F word.
So, what a race it was there. Andy Rees, you take home 2nd position in this race. It was such an amazing battle between yourself and your teammate. You come out on top of that one, and it was a great race overall from you to finish in 2nd position. Andy, how's that one?
Well, yeah, the starting P3, had I guess an okay turn 1, got overtaken by Cody, and I was at the rear of a 4-man pack, I believe. Yeah, just trying to keep up with those and don't ram into anyone. That was the main goal. And then some point Cody he went wide in turn 1, which opened the door for yeah, an easy overtake, I guess. And then, you know, with Mats, about the same story, just him making a mistake that I could take advantage of. But yeah, by no means, he wasn't giving me the place, by no means. So, yeah, I'm not sure, man. It's just from there building a gap, had a decent pit, I guess. Yeah.
You're going to be starting on the back foot for race 2 in this sprint. You had a great fight, fighting the basically 4 cars, 4 position. You now have the whole grid to go up against. What is going to be your headspace going into it?
Well, just trying to not make any contact, and I guess wait on the others to make mistakes instead of sending it down the inside or something. But yeah, I'll definitely try to make my way up as fast as I can.
Well, can't wait to see what you can do around here. Good luck for this sprint race here, and congratulations on second position. And then our race winner here opened up the gap, but are we really surprised? It's your one and only, our Swiss Superman, Luca Andretta, who takes the race win here in the feature. Luca, I mean, like, there may not be too much to talk about, but one thing we do gotta go through is from the start and how we were able to recover that one to get right back up into the lead and just dominate from there. How was that one for you?
Yeah, fun. Just driving by myself, but mainly the start. The issue with the start was I did not know how to start the car anymore. I didn't know what the quickest way was. So what I thought was, okay, you've switched it in first. It's smoothly, like, you can floor it and it won't wheel spin. But that is so much slower than wheel spin, smoothly accelerating. The others, I'm guessing, just switched from neutral to first for full throttle. I was on the brakes in first, waiting for the lights to go out, and then smashed the pedal. Yeah, wasn't that optimal, but at the end of the day, I overtook them again, got myself to the front, and then just ran away with the W, I guess. So yeah.
So you were one of the first drivers to come in for a pit stop. How were the tires coming towards the end?
It was bad in the second, so at the end well, it wasn't bad, but I've never experienced the yellow tires on this car. It's just the rear end kind of just gives up. The whole car is kind of like all tires. If you brake into a corner, it's kind of like four-wheel drifting a bit too much. I that's the only way I can explain it, but yeah, I managed it. It was the last 2 laps where I got, you could say, bad tire wear, yeah.
Well, now as we get to this sprint race, you already got your race win and probably the best result you can out here. Is this going to be a little fun exhibition for you to cut through the field, potentially hamper other drivers of a better finishing position?
I mean, I'm just gonna see how far up I can get. I mean, I love reverse grid because of just the chaos that ensues, but I'll try and not. I mean, I'm gonna prioritize not killing anyone, of course, but I do want to get as high of as good as of a position as I can.
Can't wait to see what you can do there. Good luck in this race here.
Thank you.
Gabriel, are you just an idiot or are you doing that on purpose?
Oh boy.
What's up?
Are you just an idiot or are you doing that on purpose?
Practice, mate.
Practice. Stopping in the middle of the corner when somebody's behind you coming. That's practice.
Yeah. Bruh.
Oh boy. That's practice
bruh.
for the idiot
What are you
race, not
doing,
the
Gabriel?
proper race, man. Come on, behave yourself.
You are not driving a Lada.
I don't have a rear left tire, I think.
Why are you?
Oh, you got a puncture.
And then you drive into the back of me for fun, right?
Yes.
Right,
Rahul,
come on, guys.
Can you
Come on, guys.
disqualify this guy now? Kick him out of this race?
Why? Why?
I'm watching it. I'm watching it. Calm down.
Gabriel, you're just.
The guy is an idiot. Why is he behaving like an idiot?
Yo.
All right, let's relax.
Why are you
here.
doing
Let's-
this, man? There's no reason for that.
It's a practice.
Let's relax. I know it's still practice, but we got to still respect everybody because we're at the end of the day we're
come
practicing
on.
for the race.
Talking to him.
Come on.
Some people want to practice.
Yo, he can swear as much as he can.
All right,
Sorry?
Let's relax. Let's relax, guys. I'm gonna mute you both if you keep it
Is
up.
he okay?
I'm just gonna mute you guys
Why?
both if you continue this one. It stops here.
I'm fine with that, but ask him to please being an idiot.
All right.
Tell
Please
him.
stop being an idiot.
him.
You can stop. You guys can stop now.
Let's have a good race, guys. I'm gonna def.
Come on, calm.
We have 30
Oh my
seconds.
God.
We have
He
the
did it to me twice, and then he runs into the back of me just for fun.
last warning. Let's drop it now, or else I'm nuding you both. There's no reason to be talking about this anymore. Let's stop this.
There is, unless you put a stop to him, or else I'll put a stop to everything.
So both drivers, Danny Nasir and
That definitely doesn't help my headache.
Gabrielle.
Whoops.
Both of them already heated in practice. Ladies and gentlemen, we are in for a hell of an event here. This is going to be huge as all the drivers now enter to the grid here. So much animosity between both of them. This is going to be a great race here. 10 laps only. And we're going to send it over to the race side. The day, we're just about getting to the end of it. The sun is out just a bit more. Track temperature is going to be hot, so this is going to be a good one here. Reverse grid coming up. Temps are high on the track and between the drivers. Let's do this. Here we go. The 10-lap sprint is here. It's race 2 of the 2024 Caribbean Motor Racing Sim Club Round 2 Austrian Grand Prix. It's Ferrari Challenge. 55 seconds left to go before we get this one underway. It's Ruben Ryan who's going to take pole position, followed by Anderson Baiano, Danny Nasir, Mike Van Dorn, Gabriel Cheek, Cody Lawrence, Mads Krogsgaard, Andy Rees, and your race winner, Luca Andretta. As the drivers now set to go racing. Here we go. Lights are up. Here we go. Reverse grid chaos about to ensue now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lights here for the sprint race in the Austrian Grand Prix. We go racing. And it's Ruben Ryan who is in the lead of this one as they head into 1. Heading out of it now. There you see going wide there, 2 drivers. It's Danny Nasir and Ruben Ryan. Somebody getting it wrong. I think that's Randy Reeds. It definitely is. Van Dorn takes the lead. Gabriel Cheek, 2 drivers were suffering early on in this race.
Well, nothing happened to me. We ball.
And we're back underway here. Back racing. Cody Lawrence goes a little bit deep trying to fight now. Here is Anderson Baiano. Just losing in touch to the drivers behind. Luke Andretta up there. Danny Nasir, P6. Krogsgaard. I'm not too sure what's happened to him. Are both drivers out of it? Oh, contact between Gabriel and Van Dorn. And here comes Luke Andretta on the inside. Side by side for position now. Cody Lawrence, Gabriel. Love not lost between them. As they continue racing, oh no, contact! And Gabriel runs into the side of Cody Lawrence. Gets onto the track, slides on, will hit Anderson Baiano, cracked windshield for him. Chaos ensues, Gabriel with heavy damage. And the start has been flipped on its head. Cody Lawrence, and oh my goodness, what a fight that was. Wow, incredible. And Luke Andretta is back up the front now, looking at Cody Lawrence and Van Dorn, which both of them now in heavy contention. Remember, Luke Andretta's already won a race, so at this point, it's on damage limitation. Not at all. Gabriel, though, has retired from back-to-back races. However, his first race will still bank. He will still have his race finishing position. And Andrew Ruben Ryan is also out of this race, and I don't know if the likes of Mads is still in here, but I saw him for a moment, and that is reverse grids for you. As this race continues on now, it's Mike Van Dorn who takes the lead with Cody Lawrence in second. Remember, Cody Lawrence would love to get a race win here, or at least finish ahead of Van Dorn. If he can win this race, remember, he'll have maximum points for his championship in the Race of Champions playoff standings. But it's Van Dorn hard on the brakes, Is it a little too hard on the brakes? And then side by side, Van Dorn will get right up there. He goes way too deep. They were side by side with Cody Lawrence, but cannot get it done. Here comes Andretta, slicing and dicing through the field. And oh no, Cody Lawrence runs way too much off the track, and Luke Andretta gets back the lead. What a race this has been! Wow, we go on board with Van Dorn. But here comes Van Dorn. As this race continues, their apologies, but Paddock is also in a frenzy, as all drivers are just absolutely going insane with the beginning of this race. Roop Narayan was able to get his car back on track, but let's get right back into the racing. Nonetheless, it's lap 4 of 10. And Van Dorn now is going to look to the outside. Trying to look for a move on Cody Lawrence, but Cody with a prime opportunity to keep this car in the front lines here, but Van Dorn, while on the back foot at Donington Park, this is the greatest chance he has now to pull his championship hopes right back up. But as Luke Andretta looking to see if he can get the 2 for 2 here. Trying to get the best angles for you guys here on track. Mike Van Dorn now, as he heads up the hill, climbing up now, tries to look to see if he can get on top of Cody Lawrence. So here comes Van Dorn. Once again, still trying to pull, but the gap is opened up with Cody Lawrence now. It's about 8/10, almost a second now. Cody Lawrence really pushing now, and he's looking fantastic out here.
Just keep doing that. Thanks. Thanks, bud.
So, listening to voice chat there.
I'm only 3/10 off. Let's go.
Cody Lawrence.
Continue missing your breaking points. It gives me false hope.
Cody Lawrence gonna pray to every sim racing god in the world and sim racing Tooth Fairy that they can deliver him potentially Luca Andretta going backwards in this race. The gap is 2.5. We have not seen Cody Lawrence in clean air chasing down the leaders. So it's gonna be. Just remember, we got the voice chat on air.
Oh hell yeah! Sorry, guys. I had to listen to my beautiful voice.
Nonetheless,
Sorry, I
Cody
forgot.
Lawrence.
I'll
Ears are
definitely
bleeding.
No worries, no worries. You guys are having fun out there. Cody Lawrence. Top 3, Van Doren, Cody, Luca. All 3 of them have really started to open up a gap between each other. Danny Nasir also finding the rear, top 5 here.
God.
In contention with Anderson Baiano. We can visit that one a bit
weight
later.
Distribution is pulling me out wide even more on the second last corner.
Luke Andretta trying to fight very hard in this Ferrari, but he's only got 4 laps to do so. That's the love of the sprint. Within the final moments of this race. Luke Andretta, though, as he continues to hold on. Remember, positions are not final. By the end of it, there is still a lot to talk about when it comes to track limits as well. But Luke Andretta still holds on. And he already won race 1, so it doesn't even matter where Luca really finishes, because once you win that race, he's already good to go for the second one. Oh, but Cody Lawrence makes a bit of a mistake running into the gravel. He's in 2nd place. This would be his best result. He would get that P2 points. Van Doren just behind him. The Dutchman with 2.4 and 4 laps. Still very possible to pull this one back. Great apex from him, I will say. So still trying to keep the hustle up. That is the most important part. A little bit onto the grass there is Van Doren, but really looked like all the excitement was all down to about the first 2 to 3 laps. Mainly that first lap, that was absolutely insane. But one thing's for sure, this has really allowed the Ferrari Challenge. This has really just proven why we had a 3-way tie with this kind of format. Just remember, although we flipped the grid and only have a sprint race, in Ferrari Challenge, that championship, we put weights on all these drivers in the top 5 that finished. So they were already slowed down, already onto the back foot. Even with just a reverse grid alone, it has just shown how close the racing can get. At the start, we saw fireworks go off. But nonetheless, remember, this is the championship where it's only one race out your 2. It's your best finishing result. And for the likes of who did retire here in the form of Krogsgaard, Gabrielle, I believe. Yeah, in the form of 2 of them. In fact, I'm not too sure why I'm not seeing any message from... Is Krogsgaard still in this race? I'm not too sure. No, I don't think he is. But we're at the 2 to go here. But they just disappeared from our timing screens. Meanwhile, Danny Nasir starting to close up this gap now. He's got a heavy front wing damage. And has a run now on Baiano, the Brazilian now. There he goes side by side into one. And door-to-door contact is made. Danny Nasir, was it like he even turned in? Or did he lock up the inside tires? Both of them make contact with each other. Anderson stays ahead. Anderson has a lot of damage, though, on his car. Just a passenger running into the rear of Gabriel that slid his car onto the grass. But either way, both of them are still having a great battle for the 5th position. Danny Nasir, does he send one down the inside? Oh, he is. Pick your poison here. Contact almost just about keeping it out the way. It looked like there was a bit of contact. Little brush there. And now Baiano onto the inside. Gonna try to hold off Danny Nasir. A little bit wide there. Can he pull a switch? Great racing here as we're on the final lap. Side by side, Danny is here trying to turn in. Little contact once again from himself and Baiano. What a fight this is turning out to be and is. Now Danny is here, tries to shove one down the inside. Here at the second to last corner, has to back out. As they head on to the front straight once again, Danny Nasir with a much better run now. Side by side onto the straight, having turn one to manage now, but Danny has got the move done. Just needs to nail this braking down here, side by side. Anderson goes the long way around. Anderson, just let that position through. Just let that position through there, Anderson. That was a off-track pass. I guess free to race. So Baiano pushing his limits there onto the outside. Meanwhile, we'll come back to this battle because Luca Andretta, with 10 laps, he was able to cut through the field very easily. We heard him just stay out of trouble, and that's exactly what he did. Luca Andretta will come across the line, back-to-back race wins. Doesn't matter. His overall, it's first place for him. But it's Cody Lawrence who's going to be blessed with a P2. Same with Van Dorn, top 3. Absolutely fantastic for them. But Danny Nasir, able to hold on just about. I think he is. Andy Rees will finish 4th. And Anderson Baiano with a lot of damage. It's a bit of a shame he got this damage through no fault of his own. Around the final corner to manage Danny Nasir a little bit slower. Coming around here, trying to be very safe. Keeps it alive, pins it to the straight. Danny Nasir will have an amazing battle to the end, and he will finish 5th position. What a race it was between those two. Luke Andretta is your race winner, though. In a stellar race. You cannot make that one up. That was incredible between both of them. Let's go talk to our drivers here. All right, we have a lot of heat. We got a lot of heat after this race, even before it started. So I'm just going to say one thing, make it clear. We'll figure this one out after the race, after we end off the stream. We're going to end this one here, though. But a fantastic race, though, nonetheless, to our top 3. A very interesting one with all the action going down on lap 1. Mike Van Dorn, you finish in 3rd position. That was all about survival, really, to cut through the field, and this was the race you needed to get right back in this championship fight after Donington Park. You finished 3rd position. How's that one? Mike, do we have you?
I think he's dead.
I thought I just heard his voice there. Van Dorn? Mike? All right, we'll come back to him. Cody, you, my friend, you had a great battle there. Opening stage of the race, though, did have a little bit of contact with another driver, but once again will be looked at after which, but amazing fight between yourself and the Dutchman to come out in P2. How was that one?
Well, I think second best was basically like winning today. Luca was just class of the field today, so congrats to him. Had a decent battle with Mike. I was halfway trying to coach him a little bit during the first stint because we're both missing just a little bit of pace. Sometimes that happens. I've been in those situations in sim racing where it's like second best is going to be like a win, 7th best is going to be like a win. So you kind of just have to refocus and kind of reorient yourself as to chase a new target. And especially in the first race, that was kind of where I was at. I had a good start, but just kind of battle for 4th was probably the best I was going to have. So yeah, I mean, second best is like a win today. Like I said, congrats to Luca. Yeah, I tried to hold him off for about 1 corner.
Yeah, definitely felt like you were very quick around here. Nonetheless, maybe if you did have some more open air in the first race, who knows if you were able to keep up with them. But nonetheless, though, a P2, I will say, is definitely going to feel like a win, especially with how quick Luca's been all week. So congratulations on your P2 standing result because of the 2-race format, and we take the best result. So you're going to take a nice P2 home with you. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
I'm good now, by the way.
Cool. Mike, we'll come back to you. 3rd position. What a ding-dong fight with yourself and Cody Lawrence. You finish in 3rd position, trying to keep the car alive. We did hear from Cody that you had a bit of training, but you were still able to put this one on the podium. How's that one?
I mean, it's just luck, really. Yeah, lucky to stay out of that lap 1 chaos and into the lead, and then, yeah, I mean, I would have liked to see if I could have maybe kept Cody behind, but I made a mistake, and then he was able to get by, and then Luca as well, which that isn't a surprise for me that Luca got past, since I knew he was gonna get past eventually. But yeah, I mean, it's nice to only lose 3 points instead of losing what, like 5, so that's nice. But yeah, I mean, just lucky to be in this position in the first place, and luckily not that much point loss in the end.
Indeed, very much a damage limitation race weekend for you, but you're still able to get the maximum points you could here today. So congratulations on that 3rd position, and can't wait to see what you can do up next in Race of Champions. Congratulations.
Yep.
And Luca Andretta, back-to-back race wins. It was all about just staying out of trouble, and the trouble really did ensue in front of you, but you were able to just pick and choose your way through the field, and you were able to come out on top once again, but not without a good battle between yourself, Van Doren, and Lawrence. Andretta, you take P1 once again. How was that one?
Interesting. T1 was very interesting. Everyone went like, just scram, you know, everyone just went everywhere. I didn't know really where to place myself. There wasn't really room to go for an overtake anywhere, so I just sat in the back. I already knew chaos was gonna ensue, man. There's four wide into T1 in the braking zone.
Wow.
We all know how bad, like how weird the brakes are on this car. And yeah, then just chaos. And I just have to kind of like maneuver myself through the wreck. Well, through the whole mess that's in front of me. I came out surprisingly with 0 damage, which I'm very surprised of myself. 2 cars flying across my nose in front of me. Somehow still braked and avoided that. But, and after that it was just a matter of catching up to Cody and Mike. And yeah, trying to get them. I mean, it wasn't too hard to catch up since I mean, I do have the pace advantage, but they were also fighting, so it was quite quick to catch up. And then it was all about just being consistent and driving the car till the end.
Well, a big welcome back to you here and taking 2 race wins back to back. That is classic Luca at its finest. Congratulations on your race wins there, and can't wait to see what you can do in the future here. You missed 1 round, but you're right back on it.
Yeah, I mean, it's great to be back, and all the new voices, the familiar voices like Gabriel, as we know. Everyone's here, and I'm all for it, you know.
Same here. Can't wait to see you in the next round, and congratulations on this whole race weekend. You take maximum points.
Thank you very much.
Just gonna direct your attention to our screen share here. So, if you're new to the wheel spin, essentially we spin it once and we decide the next circuit. We have, next up, it's Formula 4. It's Bushy Park, Portland, Alton Park, Road Atlanta, Mosport, or Imola. Now, the only rule is we are not allowed to take what this race had, and I believe in this case it was the Red Bull ring, so we don't even have to worry. So 1 spin, 1 chance. We'll see the next circuit right now.
Can I do the? I was gonna do the countdown. All right.
3, 2, 1. We will be at Road Atlanta.
Hell yeah!
At Formula 4. That's gonna be very exciting.
That's gonna be a good combo. Not gonna lie.
That's a very good 3 rounds in a row. We've had 3 really good combos. GT3 Donington Park.
It's gonna get worse.
Ferrari Challenge. I don't know. Who knows? We still got a couple selections left. We have some fast tracks, fast cars. We do a Bushy Park. I do agree, but hey,
Bushy Park DTM.
Where we get. But that's gonna do it. I'm gonna end off the stream here. Stick around. We're going to go through the race replay just to look at some incidents. We're going to leave all the rest of the incidents to staff members, and we're going to look at them after the race. We don't actually know who truly is the top 9, top 10 of both of the races, because I basically saw everybody go after track limits. So we'll see. For the most part, I will be right back. We'll get right into the debrief. You guys are free to leave if you have to. I'll go on and end the stream here. Road Atlanta, though, is your next race here for Race of Champions in Formula 4. I'm very excited. Road Atlanta is a favorite, a fan favorite of mine. So I'm very excited to do so. Thank you, everyone, so much for tuning in to this race here. Round 2 really gave us the heat, the hype we wanted in Race of Champions. The tensions are at an all-time high. We'll see you for the next round. Formula 4. Can't wait to see you there. Have a good rest of your day.